Aside from the wins and losses, obviously, what's been the biggest change, do you think, over the last 7 games during this run under Doug?
I think just, he's bringing a type of energy that's a little bit contagious. Like I said before, like he's the same guy that he was, but like whenever you're at the front of the helm, I feel like you're probably feeling it a little more. But we got a good thing going right now, so you want to continue to play at a high level. And playing this team, obviously Zach's been doing what he's been doing, but they've been playing at a high level as well. So to be able to come in here and get a win is always good.
You guys had 33 assists and only 7 turnovers. I know you guys have talked about Doug simplifying the offense. Could you explain that a little bit more? What's a little bit more simple in terms of what you guys are doing offensively?
Obviously you just try to get high drags, point actions. Like it's stuff that everybody in the league basically runs, but you have to be able to do it with pace, and you have to be able to attack every single time that you're going down the court. So like those are just the little nuances of it. Like if you watch Memphis play, like that's pretty much all they do. Like they're not running a ton of plays. They have a bunch of guys that can shoot the ball and get downhill, and that's what they do at a high level. So that's kind of something that we're doing right now, and I think we're doing it at a high level.
You and DeMar, I think, combined for 18 in the fourth quarter. Obviously, you guys are known for your fourth quarter scoring. Is there any sense of what this game meant to DeMar and finishing down the stretch in particular meant to him? Yeah,
you always want to beat a team that you previously played for. Truthfully, no matter how good like y'all's relationship was, good or bad, everybody here loves him. So like I would assume that he had a good relationship while he was here. But you always kind of pick it up a little bit whenever you're playing against guys that you've played with before. So it was definitely big for us to get a win for him here and try to move on to the next one.
How are you feeling physically?
I feel okay. My wind was a little gone. Obviously, not playing for I think like 11 or 12 days, but. That is what it is. I go out there and I try to affect the game.
Anything else? Thanks, everyone. We have DeMar coming next.
Oh.
Thanks,
Yep.
We'll get started.
DeMar, what was that experience like for you? It was cool, man. Just to be able to have an opportunity to come back to a place, where they loved you, appreciate you. My 3 years here felt like 10. I enjoyed my time here. It was fun just going out there talking, trash to all the guys that, I played with last year, and just to see the fans and, everything. So it was definitely cool.
Were you able to catch the video tribute?
Yeah, it was cool, man. Stuff like that go a long way, man. I'm always humbled by any type of appreciation, from my time anywhere when, they show love back. So, it meant a lot.
Obviously, a heck of a game. 28 lead changes. It was like a back-and-forth game. What allowed you guys to pull away in the fourth quarter besides your 12 points?
We just stayed with it. All honesty, we just stayed with it. Kept pushing. We didn't get rattled. We knew they was going to hit shots, make runs. We buckled down when we needed to and got stops.
Anybody on the Bulls bench in particular catch your attention? Look back a couple times after you scored.
All of them. Every single one of them. Whoever I played with last year, they all got it.
What are you seeing from Zach right now? He's in his best stretch of his career. Kind of tried to act like you at the end of the game.
Yeah, man. The way Zach playing, I hope he make All-Star. I hope he's credited for the play he's been having. It's not easy, man. That dude worked extremely hard. I remember those times when he was dealing with his knee, how frustrated he was, just wanting to be out there and play, contribute, even playing through injuries. So to see him healthy and doing what we all know he's capable of doing, it's not surprising to see, but it's definitely gratifying to see because I know how hard he worked at his game.
It's the first time for him back in the starting lineup and the first time been on the court with him in over 2 years.
Even Lonzo, man, those years, after that first year, I know how frustrated he was just being hurt, having surgery after surgery, rehabbing, things not going right. Time getting pushed back, to see him out there, starting, playing, it's been many times in the summer where I just went over to Zoe's house, just chill with him, talk with him, just try to keep his mind on, straight. But you got to give that guy a lot of credit, the patience, the hard work that he put into that to be able to come out here and play this season and be starting, it says a lot about him.
Were you surprised at all about how close Lonzo is to kind of his former self at this point after so long?
I'm not surprised because I knew how hard he worked, but having so many surgeries and the type of surgery we had. It was so many question marks that possibly could come with it, you know. So to see him out here doing it, I mean, it's amazing to see.
You mentioned it before, but you didn't play here. It's that long, 3 years. But just the love that you have for the Chicago, love that they've been showing you, kind of what why do you think that is? Why do you speak to that as far as like why do you feel a connection to this place? That
I mean, when I think the first moment I came here, I try to give my all and to this organization, to the city, you know, and I think it showed. You know, you can't fake it when you genuinely putting everything into, you know, representing the Bulls when I came here, and I just think it showed. You know, I embodied the culture of Chicago, everything. You know, so it showed. And I think when people see that, you get the genuine reaction in return.
DeMar, you've been through this a few times now, Toronto, San Antonio. Does this one compare at all? How does it feel coming back to a place you spent so much time?
Toronto, Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely Toronto always be number one, first of all. But I got to put Chicago second, you know, because just mentally, the space I was in, you know, after I got traded going to San Antonio helped my career so much. But where I was at, you know, with my joy, mentally, I was going through so much stuff personally. So to kind of have a renewed ambition coming to Chicago, and, you know, I just remember the first meeting I had with AK and Mark and them, they just said, come here and just be you. So for that to translate to me being an all-star to, you know, doing all the incredible things I did here, you know, it just show you if you just stay with something, it'll repay you. So it gave me a renewed ambition coming back here.
We hear from young guys like Patrick and Kobe and Io, you know, your mentorship and how that's kind of helped them find their voice as leaders. What does that mean to you that you pay forward?
I mean, it means everything to me, in all honesty, because every time I chilled or did anything with those guys, it was genuine. I didn't even care about basketball. You know, I just wanted them to be great individuals first and foremost, and understand that, you know, you playing this league so much, you're going to have a lot of ups and downs emotionally and mentally. You know, you got to find a even keel to be able to sustain so much. And, you know, those guys became like, you know, I always said it, they was my sons. They still my sons. But, you know, to see them grow, mature, even me talking to them now, you know, it means the world to me because the respect will forever be there.
DeMar, you always talk to us about, you know, trying to beat Father Time and not paying attention to that. But with Vooch, your old teammate, he's 34, having one of the best seasons in his career. What are you noticing out of him that's made him so effective this stage in his career?
I mean, Vooch take care of himself extremely well. You know, the things he do off the court, you know, people probably won't get a chance to see, but he does a lot of stuff to stay on top of his game. He was always the first guy in there in the weight room, constantly working on his body, getting his body together. You know, so all the stuff like that is what give you longevity. You know, he's knock on wood, he's not hurt, he never hurt, he's always available, and that's just a testament to his hard work that he put towards the game off the court. You know, and you see it on the court when you have that knowledge and that experience of playing so long. You know, he's having a great year too.
You see Vooch, Zach, Lonzo, yourself all kind of playing at this level that you guys are this season. Does it give you any nostalgia or any of that bittersweet kind of like what if question?
For sure, without a doubt. You know, without a doubt, it definitely give you that thought because, you know, that's why we came here all together. You know, to play together, to have those type of moments. But you know, it didn't go as we expected to go. But you know, the friendship and the moments that, you know, was created through that time means the world to me.
Since Doug's been made coach, you guys have talked about him simplifying the offense. You guys only had 7 turnovers tonight. Just curious, how would you explain the simplification of the offense and why that's working?
Doug just tell us go out there and just bring your game, and when we play, that's all. That's what he say. Just bring your game. I can't teach y'all how to play. Y'all know how to play. You know, and him putting that trust within us and having a selfless group like we have. Just the outcome that you get.
DeMar, can you just speak to what inspired you to put together the defensive clips of Doug Christie, how you think the team responded, and how it maybe translated into these past ones?
Yeah, I think when you look at your leader on the sideline, you could kind of identify the toughness, Doug talks a lot of crap, and to visually see why he talked crap is because that's what type of player he was. That's what gave him his long career, his defensive mindset. So when a team could see that, how he was, and look over to the sideline and realize, our head coach did the same thing that he asking of us. It makes everybody just step up and want to embody that same type of mentality that, coach has. So I just thought it was a cool thing just to be able to show, when he played back in the day, the things he did, because he asked a lot of us defensively, and to see him doing it was, I thought that'd be cool.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
Appreciate it.
See you on Sacramento.
For our guys more than anything, it's not always going to be exactly how we want it or what we want, but finding a way to win. 3 30-point quarters, hold them to 24 in the fourth. Super excited for DeMar coming back. Those are always moments that you're excited for your players to try to make sure that they represent when they've played in the city and sacrificed in the city. And I think the guys wanted to win for DeMar as well. But a lot of really good effort, and just more than anything, finding a way to win. And that's how it's going to be some nights.
You guys only turned the ball over 7 times. The guys have talked about your simplification of the offense.
Yeah.
Could you explain sort of what you're simplifying and what you're asking of them in that regard?
Just allowing them to play to their strengths. I think sometimes we get into actions that aren't really actions, like just get to the business. Like there's no need to do a lot of other stuff on top of the fact that we want to drive, kick, swing, and move the basketball, so it gives us more time to do that. Allowing them to just kind of use their special talents. I mean, Fox is fast. He can handle the basketball. He can get to the rack. Malik is the same way. DeMar is one of the best ISO players in the game, so you put him in position. Domas's rolling ability. Like when you go down the list, Keegan's shooting. We got some defenders on the wings. Like all those different things, trying to just, don't make it hard. Just go get at it. And we live with the results, and let's, on the other end of the floor, let's lock arms and play really hard on that end.
What was it like? Neither team led by double digits at any point. I think there were
28
lead changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're coaching a game like that, what are you focused on in the details?
Win more than anything. Trying to find a way. Like I said, Zach is an incredible player, so you're not going to stop him, but trying to find a way to slow him down, trying to keep the guys positive about, get back at it. I'm not going to call a timeout every time I think that there's a flow. If it's big enough, call a timeout. Otherwise, I trust you guys, and you guys got to learn how to trust yourself in those moments where it gets hard, it gets tough, but we need to not micromanage the situation. You guys got to solve the riddle and the problem, and they continue to do that by striking back, hitting some big shots, fighting on the glass. Like those are things that there's nothing that I'm necessarily doing but trusting them to be the greatest versions of themselves.
And I know you mentioned, the team wanting to win for DeMar, but what was your sense from him and sort of his motivations in this game, and particularly in the fourth quarter, those moments?
I don't think anything more than wanting to win. There's nothing negative or personal like that. No, not at all. He's a Class A guy. That's not the vibe. The vibe is I was here, and we're coming back, and let's handle the business and make sure that we walk out of here with the check in the left column and not the right column.
Mentioned that he showed the videos of you because it would help the team when they look at you and know that you've done it. Mm-hmm. That helps them. How much do you appreciate that? What does that mean to you that he would, a player, a leadership in a leader role, would do something like that?
I would tell you it's priceless, man. That's the type of trust, love, and respect I want out of all of them, but having that time with DeMar in the summer, watching how he gets down, and then really just always being 100 with him and trusting him to do his thing, for him to show that in that moment. It says a lot about who he is, but it says a lot about our team and what we're trying to – it's together. It's like I'm not separate as a coach. they're not separate as players. They have their room, I have my room, but at the same time, we are together as one, and it's not a hand, it's a fist.
And Fox is back. I think today might have been the first time you've had your entire roster healthy.
Yeah.
How'd you feel Fox looked, and how'd you feel about your rotations, and what was it like just to look down the bench and know all your guys were there?
Yeah, it's a good feeling. I mean, it gets tough. I'm sure guys want to play more, and when Fox comes back, Fox is Fox, and he is special. So to come back after a layoff and still, you look up and it's like, yeah, he's got 24 or whatever he has, and he just covers the stat sheet. He makes big shots. It's a blessing to have that, and I don't ever overlook that as a coach. It's like that's him, that's Domas, that's DeMar, that's Malik. That's what they do, and I'm never thinking that I'm anything more than the person that tries to allow them to be everything they think they want to be and put them in a position to do that. Appreciate you guys. Yep.